Hey guys, Pedro here to do an album review, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new album from Leviathan of Origins Unearthed, out October 3rd. This record has 9 songs and is 39 minutes in length. Now before I start breaking down the record and telling you guys about the songs, the structure, all of that stuff, I really want to give you guys a little bit more of information about the band, at least from the way I see it, because I'm not sure how many people are familiar with this band. So this band is listed as a progressive melodic death metal band, but to me, after listening to this album, I really feel like this band has a lot more melodic death metal and even folk metal influences. Sure, there are some progressive metal components into their music, that's 100%. But to me, this record, it really felt to me that it was a mixture of early on Ensiferum, I would say the first 2 albums from Ensiferum, and early on Wintersun. So I really feel that this album specifically falls more into that category. There are a lot of songs with a heavy melodic death metal influence, and then there's a few songs that have a little bit of folk into it, a little bit of a folk rhythm into the guitars. There is some little folk elements in there. Sure, there are also some progressive elements, but to me, the overall record really sounded like a folk melodic death metal album, if you will. That's perhaps the best way I can describe my listening experience of this specific record. Now, as far as the record is concerned, I really like some of the things they did, and there's some of the things I didn't like, and I think there's a couple of things that they could have done differently. So I'll start with the intro. The intro of the album, the first song on the album, it's a tape. It's like somebody has a tape in a deck and is looking for a song, so they're forwarding or rewinding, I'm not quite sure. They're forwarding, let's go with forwarding. They're forwarding, looking for a song. They press play, it's not the song that they want. They forward again, they press play, it's not the song that they want. And that's kind of the intro. I really like that. That was very throwback. That was really cool for somebody who lived in the era of tapes and having to forward and rewinding to find a specific song that I wanted. I could totally relate to that, so I really like that. I think where they missed the mark is that the way that intro should have ended, it should have ended with them finding the second song on the album. So basically, when you're forwarding and pressing play, with forward and pressing play, the last time that you forward and press play, the second song should start it immediately. So it's almost like they were looking for that song and that's the song they found. So to me, they missed the mark a little bit on that. It was a cool intro, but it could have been even better if they had done it that way. I would have tipped my hat to them, because I thought that would have been such a cool way to start off the album. So I think they missed the mark a little bit there. Then the other slight negative that I have is that this album has 2 instrumental tracks. Now, for as much as I enjoyed The Eye of the Storm and Come Forth Leviathan, those are great instrumental tracks. Like, don't get me wrong, they're amazing instrumental tracks. They were really pleasant to listen to. I really enjoy the work that went into those tracks. I really enjoy the songs. But when you have 9 songs and you have an intro track and 2 other tracks are instrumental, it really leaves you with about 6 songs. So I'm sure some people will feel like that's a little bit too short to include on a 9-song record an intro and 2 instrumental tracks. I mean, they're not the first people to do that. Avatar, in their latest album, they did something similar to that. So they're not the first ones to do it. I just feel that not everybody enjoys instrumental tracks, and when you have only 9 songs to include an intro and 2 instrumentals, it kind of shortens the record. And to me, that is a slight negative. I don't mind the intro and the 2 instrumentals. Like I said, I enjoy the instrumentals. I think they would have worked out better if the record perhaps was 12 songs. They wouldn't have been as noticeable. They would have bled into the rest of the record, and they would have gone almost unnoticed as instrumental tracks. But when you have such a short amount of tracks, and then you include an intro and 2 instrumentals, it becomes more noticeable. Now, I really feel like the highlight of this record, to me, there's two highlights of this record to counterbalance what I just said. One of the highlights is Jonas' vocals. His vocals are absolutely incredible. He has that raspiness, that almost screaming, that aggressive vocals, very similar, like I said, very similar to early on Wintersun. It has that amazing vocals that I just love in melodic death metal. Very aggressive, almost a high-pitched scream, if you will, a raspiness to his voice. Absolutely love it. I really love that. I love the fact that they have a female backup vocalist. Well, they have two vocalists. They have Jonas is the main vocalist, and then they have Jewel, who's the secondary vocalist on the band. So the fact that they have a male vocalist and a female vocalist, it allows them to create a lot of dynamic within their songs. It allows them to create almost duets within their songs, and it allows them to create songs that have a lot of life and are able to tell a story from different points of view. So I really like the fact that they have two vocalists, and both of them incredible vocalists. The vocals from both are absolutely phenomenal. Specifically Jonas, I just love his voice, absolutely. The second high point for me is the guitar work on this album. The riffs and the solos on this album, absolutely incredible. If you want melodic death metal with blistering speed, this album is for you. I had flashbacks of Wintersun. I know I keep saying Wintersun and Insiferum. Honestly, these guys, I'm not saying that they're a copy of Wintersun, but if you are a fan of Wintersun, you're going to find a lot of similarities with this band, and you're going to find a lot of things that you're going to enjoy. I really enjoy the blistering speed of the guitar riffs. Absolutely incredible, and I love how beautiful and melodic the solos are. To me, this album overall, even with those couple of negatives that I mentioned earlier, overall, this is a very good record. A very good record by a band that's fairly unknown. So to me, that shows how much talent these guys have and how much growth is ahead of them. If they fine-tune some of these little elements in terms of the structure of the album, because as far as the music is concerned, they're there. As far as the music is concerned, they're there. But if they can fine-tune a little bit how they structure future albums, you really have a band here with tons and tons of potential. Now, as far as favorite songs are concerned, I went with 2, just because, like I said, there's 9 songs, 1 intro, 2 instrumentals, that leaves us with 6. I didn't want to talk about 3 songs, because then I'm pretty much talking about the whole album. So I went with 2 songs. The first one that caught my eye was Keep Going. It has a beautiful, beautiful guitar melody. Beautiful guitar melody. This song is divided in 2 parts. I really feel that this song is a song of 2 parts. The verses, in the verses they use Jules vocals with two male backing vocals. So Jonas and another member of the band, they have 3 vocals coming in. Jules is the main vocalist in that part, and then the other 2 come in almost as a backtrack, giving her voice a little bit more of a sense of a choir behind it, and it gives her voice a little bit more volume and a little bit more thickness during those verses. So I really like that. And then during the chorus, Jonas comes in, and there's a humming behind him, like almost like a choir, like humming behind him, that just gives the song so much life and dynamic. So I really like that, because you have a very different dynamic from the verses to the chorus. Even the way the song has been projected to the listener, when you have a female in the verses with male backtracks, if you will, and then you have a male in the chorus with this humming in the background. Both are similar in their structure, they just use different voices to give you that thickness around the vocals. And because they used it in a different way, they made the song feel like 2 parts. They made the song feel like there was 2 times to the song, which it sounds weird, but it makes the song really work well, because the song has 2 different tempos, 2 different dynamics. So it makes this song super cool, super well put together. And the thing that glues those 2 parts is the incredible guitar melody. This song has one of the most beautiful guitar melodies of the record. I absolutely love it. Now, the other song that I want to talk to you guys about is Whatever, is the last song on the album. This song has a really cool keyboard intro. Very subtle is the best way to describe the keyboard intro to this song. And then, as soon as the keyboard is starting to fade away, it comes in with a blistering guitar riff that just, you know, breaks down walls, breaks down doors, and it just lets you know that they're here, and this is not going to be a slow melodic song. This is going to be another song with blistering riffs, blistering guitar harmonies, great melodies, and just super fast. But I like that way they started, because they started very mellow with that keyboard intro, very quiet, very subdued, almost giving you a sense that perhaps with this song they were going to go in a different direction. But as soon as that keyboard starts to fade away, the guitar is just blistering guitar riffs. I absolutely love it. There is also a little bit of an acoustic bridge in the middle of the song, and they use Jules' vocals in that part, and I thought that was absolutely beautiful, because this song is super fast and it's super aggressive. So when you have a song that fast and that aggressive, and then you break it in the middle with a little bit of an acoustic, and you change who the vocalist is at that point, you bring in the female vocals to counteract the harsh male vocals that were there during the more blistering part. You really create a nice little bridge in the middle that allows for the listener to catch his breath, gain some composure, and then let your mind wander. Because then at that point you're like, okay, you had the blistering start, now you have the calm. Is this the calm that comes after the storm, or is this the calm before the storm? And it is the calm before the storm, because after it the guitars pick up again and it's another blistering riff that just, the same riff that you got at the beginning after that keyboard intro, you get it after the bridge. And this is another song that's absolutely balls to the wall, just super aggressive, super heavy, super fast, with great vocals from both vocalists. I really enjoyed it. I'm having a really hard time picking my favorite song between these two. There's other songs on the album that I really enjoyed, but to me these two were the ones that offered perhaps a more, the first one, Keep Going, perhaps has the scale is stepping more towards the melodic death metal side. This one, Whatever, because of that acoustic bridge in the middle with Jules' vocals, I really felt that acoustic part there in the middle, there was a little bit of folk in it. So that's the reason why I picked these two, but I'm having a really hard time choosing which one I like the most. To me, these two are just incredible songs and really microcosms of what the album has to offer. Like I said, musically, these guys are there. This is a solid record. I highly recommend it. I just hope that they tweak with the structure of future albums going forward, so perhaps they can improve the fluidity of the album and improve the overall listening experience. But as far as the actual work on the album, this album is recommended. I think you guys should pick it up, give it a listen, give these guys a listen. They're a really good band, and I feel that the more people listen to these guys, the more fans they're going to pick up, because they're a very talented bunch. All right, let me know in the comment section below if you know these guys, if you've taken the time to get to know this band, if you checked any of their songs. I highly recommend at least you starting off with the two that I mentioned. They have other songs posted on their YouTube channel, but I highly recommend you checking out these two songs before you venture off into some of the others, because perhaps these two will be the best greeting card that the band has to offer the listener. I highly recommend you checking these two songs first before you go anywhere else. All right, let me know in the comment section your thoughts about the band, the album. I'll be reading them and getting back to you guys. Take care.